Well, I think we all have like an album or song of yours that defines an era in our own lives, right?
Aww,
so like
that's
for
so
me,
nice.
Midnights was a very healing era for me, like got me through some bad times. What would you say this era, this new album is for you?
Well, one thing about this album that I think is really exciting is that oftentimes when I make a record, we then take all this time to plan out how we're going to put it out and make sure that we have vinyl for everybody. So there's like a lag time between when I made it and when it enters the world. Oftentimes your life can change drastically between this point and this other point. And for example, my last album, Tortured Poets Department, by the time that album came out, I was in a completely different point in my life. So it was like, it's an interesting feeling sometimes putting albums out into the world. With this one, the coolest part is that it is absolutely the place that I still am in my life.
That's
you know,
great.
the music matches the moment that I'm in. So it's so much easier to come in here and like talk about music that completely accurately like reflects what's going on in my life. So that's really fun. I would say that this album is a complete and total snapshot of what my life looks like right now.
We have been loving the album. We've listened to many a tune. My personal favorite is Wishlist.
Oh, really?
It's a vibe. It's a straight up vibe. I was like,
a lot of shoulders.
I was doing the shoulders.
Yeah,
I was like,
a lot of that.
Oh, that makes me so happy. That was actually the last song that we finished on the record, and that was when I knew the record was done.
Really?
That was when I knew. I was like, we're good.
Guys.
We're good.
I love the line where you're like, just give me a best friend who's hot.
Yeah.
Do you think you've achieved that now with Travis?
100%. I'm like, look what I got.
Oh my God, the ring!
Sorry, the ring is even bigger in real life.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
No.
Time Magazine, Person of the Year. Big up.
Okay.
They said your lyrics give women and girls permission to know that their internal voice matters, and I think that's absolutely where your music comes from. And Opal Light is, I think, the song that we all need right now, because you're saying like it's all right, and a lot of us need that. Is that your intention when you're writing, to like really hit that connection?
Thank you for saying that about that song. I'm so glad you liked that one.
Oh, it's amazing, because you say when you know, but how do you know?
Yeah, so that song was so much fun to write, because it goes through all these situations where oftentimes in life when we go through something that doesn't work out, whether it's in our personal life or in our friendships or in our career path, we oftentimes look at it as this like major setback. Like we've taken a step back, but actually I've found that so many of those instances in my life have, based on how you respond to it, can catapult you forward in growth, in wisdom, in perspective. And I think those are the things that I've tried to like find to be the most attainable qualities and the most aspirational qualities in growing up, is like, can you react to certain situations in a way that benefits you and the people around you, and essentially like acquire wisdom because of it. And so Opalite is a song about like kind of forgiving yourself for having gone through something that didn't pan out the way you wanted it to. And it's because it says, you know, like all of the perfect couples like would look at you and say like, when you know, and when you don't, you don't. And when you're not in that situation, when you don't know, you know that you don't know.
You know that you don't know.
And so it's like, it's giving yourself permission to like not have it all figured out, or not marry the first person you ever dated, you know, like stuff like that. Like I'm just happy that song exists. And also like that chorus, I'm really just stoked about how like absolutely infectious and borderline narcotic it is.
That is exactly what it is.
Shocking melody.
So we're going to play the first single, The Fate of Ophelia. But before we do, can you please just give us headlines on what it's about?
I just have this fixation on Shakespeare characters that I fall in love with, and I can't stand to see them meet a tragic demise. I can't. I don't want that to be what happened to them, because wait, are you talking about Ophelia's she died? What do you mean?
How dare you?
I was
do that to
really
Ophelia.
excited to see what happened with her and Hamlet. They seemed great. And I kind of going back to like the song Love Story, which I wrote when I was a teenager, I was just like, I can't watch Romeo and Juliet not work out. What do you mean they both die? They don't in my version of things. So it's just like you just like turn the movie off before the bad ending. But this is a little bit like that, where The Fate of Ophelia talks about how, Ophelia was driven mad by love. And
relatable.
It talks about, the hook says, like, you dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. So it's a love song. And it's also just got one of like the catchiest post hook kind of sections that I'm pretty proud of. So, oh my God, it's crazy to talk about this music. It's been a secret for over a year.